Hello. Good morning. Welcome to Premier Football Chat. Today we're going to drop a review on the game last night between Crystal Palace and Manchester United. So yeah, the game finished Crystal Palace 1, Manchester United 1. And yeah, I feel like this game was a really big game in terms of the title race. It felt like that in terms of how the game finished. So yeah, let's get into it. So yeah, Manchester United were coming into this on the back of 9 straight wins, looking to make it 10. And yeah, Crystal Palace had recent defeats since the restart after the World Cup in London derbies to the likes of Tottenham, Fulham and Chelsea, and they hadn't scored in any of those games. And yeah, in this game the main users Weghorst was making his debut for Manchester United. So he'd been on loan from Burnley to Besiktas, but then Burnley called him back, and then he's come on loan to Man United. So yeah, there'd been a few people saying, "Oh, it's an uninspiring signing," but at the same time, the owners are looking to sell, so they're not gonna splash out big money in terms of making a signing. So we have to see how he gets on. So yeah, getting into this game, yeah. So the first half, Man United had a couple of chances through the likes of Luke Shaw, who had a shot that went wide. It was a decent effort, and Rashford had a free kick which didn't test the keeper. And yeah, they went 1-0 up through a good bit of play between Rashford and Eriksen. So Eriksen made his run, wasn't picked up, and then yeah, pulled it back to Bruno Fernandes, and he managed to rifle home to put Man United 1-0 up. And I thought Weghorst had a good impact in this goal. It's not been really picked up, but if you watch his run, he runs deep into the box, so he takes the Crystal Palace defenders onto the 6-yard box, and Bruno's just hanging back, and it gives him a bit of space to take a touch and pick his spot to go put Man United 1-0 up. And yeah, Crystal Palace start to get back into the game. They were always in the game. They were always on the game, like kept knocking on the door, and they had a really good effort through Edouard, and David De Gea made an outstanding save to tip it over. Looked like it was going into the top corner, but he managed to make another stunning save. And yeah, so Man United went into half time at 1-0 up, and coming in, yeah, once they've gone in front at half time, they haven't lost a game away from home since 2014. So that's a pretty good record that they've got there. And in the second half, Crystal Palace had a good chance through Gay, and he had their centre back who's been outstanding for Palace over the last 18 months or so. He had a header which De Gea saved from a corner, and yeah, they made a few substitutions, and the likes of Eze came on, and yeah, he sort of started driving towards Luke Shaw, and Palace were having a go. And yeah, Man United were uninspiring in the second half. They didn't really create much. They had a shot from Marcus Rashford which went miles wide and over the bar, and yeah, they didn't really keep the ball that well, and yeah, Palace just kept coming on to them. And yeah, and I always said in my prediction as well, it's going to be a tight game, and the likes of Elise, Eze and Zaha will cause Man United problems potentially. But Zaha, he didn't have his best game, but he kept trying and kept driving, and yeah, Wan-Bissaka was outstanding against him, made some absolutely exceptional tackles. So yeah, he's been really good since the restart as well. So yeah, his defensive one-on-one is absolutely unquestionable. So yeah, he's really brilliant in one-on-ones. He's one of the best in the league. But for me, what's impressed me is he's getting better at crossing as well and going forward, and his positional play. So he's not going to ground as often because he's out of position. He's going to ground more because it's the right thing to do now. So yeah, he's managed to play his way back into the team, as he talks about him leaving Man United. And yeah, so in the second half as well, Man United had a penalty shout through McTominay. So he went through on goal, and yeah, he's got clipped, and he didn't go to VAR because they said it wasn't a clear and obvious decision, but I thought it was a penalty, and they probably would have gone back and had a look at it couple of months ago, but now they're saying that it's got to be an absolutely glaring error for the referee to go over to the monitor. But I thought they should have gone over to the monitor. But some people will say after what happened against Man City, then it equals itself out. But realistically, they should be having a look at that for me. And yeah, Casemiro, he got booked as well. So like I said, Zaha didn't have his best of games, but he managed to keep driving forward. And then yeah, Casemiro made like a scissoring tackle, and like was nowhere near the ball and got booked. Another referee might have even sent him off, but yeah, I can see why he got booked. And then yeah, had major implications on Man United's next game because they're playing Arsenal away, and he's going to be missing that game. And yeah, Palace had a free kick late on in the 90th minute, and it was Elise. It was quite far out, and as soon as I saw the positioning of the free kick, I thought it's a dangerous one because you can put a lot of whip and pace on those sort of ones. And yeah, I thought it was going to cause problems, and then yeah, he managed to execute it brilliantly, and it hit the underside of the crossbar and went in. De Gea had no chance. And yeah, Man United got punished for being a bit lacklustre in the second half, and as soon as that goal went in, they started to show more agency, and they had a chance actually to even go back in front through the corner. And Casemiro sort of got stuck in two minds between whether he to head it or kick it into the goal, and he's quite close from close range. But I think he should have just gone with his head and then yeah, could have made contact. But it was a big chance. But yeah, Man United got punished for not showing urgency, and I felt like they had one eye on the Arsenal game in the way they played, because as soon as they went to 1-1, they started to show more urgency. But Palace kept knocking on the door, and yeah, they got their equaliser that they deserved. So yeah, Man United go on to play Arsenal without Casemiro, but at the same time, they've beaten Arsenal earlier this season 3-1 without Casemiro, and McTominay who I assume will come in for Casemiro, had been outstanding up until Casemiro's arrival. I thought he was playing his best football. I know he gets a lot of stick, but yeah, the few games this season that he had played up until Casemiro played, he'd been really good. But yeah, obviously Man United will miss someone like Casemiro. But yeah, he's got a decision to make. Ten Hag to go with McTominay or Fred in the next game. And yeah, Palace stopped the run of defeats now, and yeah, they can build momentum and try and get back to winning again. So yeah, thank you for tuning in. Hit that like button, and that's the review between Crystal Palace and Man United. And yeah, tonight's a big game between Man City and Tottenham. So yeah, thank you for watching.